Aloha, this is Mickey Spaceship Shuttle. Michael S. Mitchell here, speaking about the incredible discovery that the diet of human beings has changed overnight to only meat diet. This is the pure, healthiest way to live. Humans are made of meat and water, and that's all they should eat, because that duplicates what they need to be. The blood in the human being is best designed by eating meat. Plants are suicide. Plants are here on the Darwinian level for survival for the fittest, and they're trying to kill all the human beings. It's just part of nature. And since systems turn into other systems, cows eat basically all food is sunlight. How can you get the sunlight to duplicate what you've already been duplicating for however many years humans have been thriving to get eyes and brains and everything, this ecological relationship with the collaboration of elements that make us, of gravity and radiation. Now, I think that not only does it make you lose weight extremely easily, I lost 53 pounds in 3 months eating meat only. It's kind of difficult at first to figure out how to do it, because you never thought about it in your life, how to only eat meat. But it's quite easy. A hamburger joint becomes a health food store. You just don't order the potatoes and the bread and anything that has to do with plants. I really liked Carl's Jr.'s Angus 1/3 pounders. 2 of those was only $5. And you could go buy Jack in the Box and get 2 or 3 scrambled eggs and a cup of fried eggs in a teriyaki bowl for like $4. So for $9 you could have the perfect breakfast with some buffalo sauce or barbecue sauce on it, which is not that big a deal. And I eat that every day. Then I have a big ribeye at night. Or I also go to Costco. Now Sam's Club has them. It's called Don Lee's Farms. Angus patties already cooked. You just put them in the microwave for 5 minutes. You put 2 or 3 of them, and then put a little sauce on them. I have that every night. Or I have a big ribeye steak. But the more fat you actually eat in the meat, the better it is for your brain and your blood. The fat is actually the treasure part of the meat, of the food, it appears. The more fat you have, you tend to think better the next day. And when you stop eating plants, it does away with insulin resistance, which causes sugar diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, dementia. Everybody's dying of the same thing because they're eating plants. Plants are suicide. You sure don't know this until you only eat meat for maybe, I've got 1 year and 3 months now. It's unbelievable what it does to your life. You sleep like a baby. You dream in color. Your brain becomes a memory computer of your whole life. Flies through your life, like they say your life flies through your brain, when you're about to die. Well, it does that all the time when you're alive. Once you start eating meat, you start remembering all these things when you're 5 years old or a teenager, or all these different all your memory becomes back to you, and it's always striking on its own into different things which you never had before. So your intuition gets increased enormously. So what I really wanted to communicate about this is I worked with what was considered one of the most intelligent human beings ever lived. His name was Richard Buckminster Fuller. And I worked with him 16 years, paid my own way. He never paid me. I traveled with him all over the world. I mean, I went to London, India, flew to India. He was with Mrs. Gandhi, and they had a war. So she scurried him out of the country before I got to sail over there. And then I met him in London later. But he went around the world 55 times. He did the top 600 keynote speaking engagements with the top 600 universities of the world. He had, I don't know, 36 honorary doctorates, something like that. But he only ate meat. Now, he was doing this back in 1965, 67 when I found out about him. And everybody thought, well, he only eats meat, that's all right. He lost 100 some odd pounds by doing that because he was overweight at the beginning, of the 30s, 40s, 50s, and then he died at 87 years old in 1983. But I met the movement with him, Werner von Braun, Bill Lear. I met B.F. Skinner. I met some of the greatest people in the world, scientists. But he was 9 years president of MENSA. Once he was introduced when I was with him for a talk with the MENSA of Los Angeles, and the president of MENSA, the lady, introduced him as, there are many baboons, but there's only one rainbow baboon. Here's Bucky Fuller. I thought that was really, really cool way to introduce him. But I didn't even know he was world president for 9 years, which is the highest there is for MENSA. MENSA is the club of the smartest people in the world. He got the Medal of Freedom from President Reagan. He built the World's Fair in Montreal, big quarter-of-a-mile dome. He invented the geodesic dome. They named a Buckminster Fullerene carbon molecule after him. These gentlemen from Texas, and it's the most prominent molecule in the universe. It's like burn up sun dust. It's called a C60. Called it Buckminster Fullerene now. But anyway, I worked with this guy 16 years. I traveled all over the world, universities with him, and taped his lectures, and give them to Naaman Smith back at his office in Carbondale, Illinois. So my battery's getting low, so I better close now.